all about? And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, well, it's gone. It's gone. Whew. Whew. I'm sitting and I'm like, and she starts looking out the window and she's like, oh Tim, look at this. And I'm like, don't touch me, man. And she's like, what the heck? And she looks at me, I'm just freaking. I'm like, I am just struggling, right? Like a few of these come around. I'm like, what is happening right now? And then all of a sudden, like that one passed, and then I'm like, okay, it's gone, all right. And then like the Chinese burn finished, and all of a sudden the jackhammer came back in, and it was like all of a sudden there was a jackhammer pushing everything down. Like, and I'm like, I'm tensing, I'm clenching my teeth. I'm like, no. What the heck is happening? And Steph's like, Tim, what is happening? You look like you're gonna die. I'm like, oh, it's alright, babe. It's alright. And I'm like, and the steam's coming, right? And then she's like, do you need to go to the bathroom? I'm like, oh, babe, I need to go to the bathroom. It's so bad. And we're in the middle of nowhere, right? Like in some jungle. And we're driving out. And then like this keeps happening until finally, I'm like, I'm full on not making it to the hotel. Like I'm not going to make it back. Like it just, like it full on all of a sudden just dawned on me that I'm not making it home. And I look at Steph and I'm like, babe, I'm not making it back to the hotel. And she's like, and I'm like, I'm not making it back. And all of a sudden like, we pull out on this main road. And all of a sudden the jackhammer, it comes back in again. And I'm like, I'm hitting the gutter. And I'm like, stop the car. I'm getting ready to get out. And like, main road is hanging out in the gutter, right? And I'm like, stop the car. And Dwayne turns around and I'm like, you gotta stop. And they're like, why? I'm like, just stop the car. And like, I am peeking, right? Then all of a sudden one of the guys goes, there's a 7-Eleven. I'm like, I don't care, man, just stop the car. I need to get out. And they're like, oh, they pull over. And like, I bolt out of this car. Now, I'm about to get out and Dwayne looks at me. He kicks the door open. He goes, get out of the car. I jump out, right? And I'm like, 7-Eleven. And I just start bolting to the 7-Eleven. All I've got on is like a singlet or something. And do I have a shirt on? I don't know. Yeah, I had a t-shirt on. I had a shirt on. And my whiteboard is with nothing underneath, right? And so I'm running across this road. Everything is all I need to do is get to the 7-Eleven and life will be alright. I'm running across the road, but like I'm running, like not knowing I'm doing these, and I'm like, yeah, by the time I get to the 7-Eleven, I'm trying to walk north, but I'm walking in like this. I'm like, no. I get the girl in the counter, right? And she looks at me and I go, where's ya? And she doesn't even let me finish. She's like, I'm like, thank you. So I'm waddling past her. And they got the counter here, and then like a bit of a gap through the door, and then a corridor. Then there's the bathroom, right? So I'm like, thank you! And I'm waddling past. And like I start walking, and I make it past the counter, and I open the door, and as soon as I hit this corner, as soon as I got past the counter, all of a sudden, it just started to go on me. I'm like, oh, no! I'm like jogging down this corridor, and I'm just leaving this trail behind me. I get to the bathroom door, right, and I made the biggest mistake of my life. I opened the door and I took a big step in, and as soon as I took that step, man, it just started flying. I'm like, yeah! I step in, right, and there's so much going on right now. And so all I do, like I look at the toilet in the corner. Oh man, I just stand there. I'm standing there and like 5 days worth of food is just flowing down my legs. And like it's like, you know when you're sick and like you feel your stomach like gurgling and bubbling, it was one of them. So like there's nothing solid going on and it is just like splattering everywhere over this bathroom. And I'm just standing there. I'm like, oh, God, if you're really sovereign, man, everything I've been taught's a lie. I'm questioning God. And finally, like, I finished, I'm like, all right. So, you know, I get down, I'm just naked, and I'm sitting on the toilet, I'm like, how am I going to get myself out of this? Like, how am I going to make this so that the awkward hotshot parents don't find out that their son-in-law just grabbed his pants? And I'm like, all right, well, if I clean this up and I wash my bodies in the sink, I think I can pull it off. I'll say a tap blue, you know, I run out, oh, it's going to be great. Spare pair of pants in the car. This is going to work. So I'm like, all right, let's clean up the bathroom. And so I start getting like all this toilet paper. And I'm like, whoa, this is so gross. Oh, you know, I'm just hating it, trying not to get anything near me. I'm just chucking it in the toilet, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, man, the toilet's pretty full. We've got to flush it. So I flush the toilet, and you go, he's not going to overflow me! Like I'm looking around, I'm find a plunging thing. And finally it starts sucking back down. I'm like, I'm like, alright, how am I going to get myself out of this? And then all I hear is the first door open and, oh, that's disgusting! The lady from the shops walked in. I'm like, it's all over. Oh, I'm not getting out of this one. She kind of knocked on the door. Hey, is everything all right in there? Yeah. Yep. Thank you. So embarrassed right now. I know what to do, right? So I'm just hanging out trying to figure out what I'm going to do, right? So in this time, right, like all the family's still out in the minivan. What's going on? So Jenny's like, Steph, I think you better go and check on Tim. It's been about 15 minutes. And so she walks into the 7-Eleven and she goes to walk into the bathroom and the guy's like, oh, sorry, it's out of order at the moment, it's just out of order at the moment. She's like, oh, okay, I wonder where Tim is then. She's walking everywhere, can't find me, goes back to the car. She's like, I don't know where they are. And so all of a sudden, like after about 10 minutes, the lady walks out to the minivan. She goes, hey, do you have a friend that just went to the bathroom? And they're like, yeah, like he's been going for ages. And she's like, oh, he's had a bit of an accident. You may need a hand. And they're like, off you go, Steph. So Steph comes in, right? I'm just hanging out in the toilet. She walks through the door, and I'm just standing in the corner, like naked. And she watches, she's like, what the heck is happening? And so Steph goes and gets disinfectant, cleans the whole toilet up for me, brings me a spare pair of shorts in. So I'm walking out, right? But the bin's full. That's right. I had to put my shoes in the bin. I had shorts on and a white pair of volleys, and like little mountains on them. I'm like, well, I can't use these shoes anymore. So like I put them on the top of the bin because it's full. It's the poor next person who goes in there, and all I had was my boardies with nowhere to put them, so I put them in a plastic bag and kind of walked out, and we start walking out, and as we walk out, I walk past the counter. I walk out, I'm stinking. Like all I can do, I got a towel that I can put in the sink and get it wet, and clean myself, like smudge myself off. You know what I mean? That's as clean as I am right now. So I'm walking out. And I'm like, I go to the lady at the counter and go, look, I'm so sorry about that. And she goes, no, don't worry about it. Happens to the best of us. I get out there, and I'm walking back to this minivan, like it was probably 30 metres away. It was the longest walk I've ever had in my life. Doors open, get back in, stinking, got my boardies covered, all in this plastic bag, sit down. Nobody says a word. Just shut the door and off we go.